Hey, what's going on, crypto people? Hey, what's going on, crypto people? This is your boy, the Crypto Siege, with another day in the life, the crazy life that is a digital asset space. What's going on, guys? Hope everyone is doing well on this beautiful Monday afternoon. I don't know, football Sunday was a little odd, was a little kind of different for me. I don't know about you guys, but it was definitely a little, I don't know, just seemed a little odd, right? Seemed a little, I don't know. Little different, right? Little different for sure. Hey, what's going on, guys? Julian 2 is in the building. Hey, Siege, what's up? What's up, brother? Danny Phoenix is in the building. What's up? TJ Jackson, how are you, my friend? Glad to see you in the stream. Guys, if you haven't had a chance yet on the way in, just smash that like button real quick and then come back and hang out in the chat. Dry Ice, what's going on, my friend? How are you? Hope everything's good with you. Crazy football Sunday, I thought. New Old Jordan is in the building. Rod Hot, what's up, bro? New Old Jordan, what's up, brother? Tar Heels, what's going on? Has the switch been flipped yet? No, my friend, it has not. It has not been flipped. But I'm gonna highlight an absolute gem to the XRP community, an absolute gem, and she goes by the name of Susie from Esoteric Trading Solutions. Guys, I gotta tell you what, she did a video the other day that for me was a game changer. Now, it still has yet to be played out. We shall see. But what she brings, with her background, in the market that she was in, and I don't know if it was FX market, derivatives market. I don't know if she was in investment banking. It feels like she was in investment banking. I tell you what, she connected all the dots into why Ripple should do an IPO. And in fact, she stated, I don't know why, or I don't understand why the investment bankers have not, and we don't know that they have not brought this up, and it's initially essentially said and should have instructed Ripple to this. I don't know why the investment bankers have not yet instructed. She said, I'm amazed at this, that they have not. And she doesn't know if they have not instructed Ripple to do this. And we're going to get into this, guys. And I'm telling you what, wow. TJ Jackson, I was just watching a video before you went live. Good for you, brother. Absolutely, man. I turned Deep Mind onto it. He checked it out earlier, and we were talking on the phone earlier. TJ Jackson, I'm telling you, you should have heard us, man. We were like 14-year-old boys at the beach, if you know what I'm saying. Like, what in the world? Yes, I'm telling you. And it's a good thing for XRP hodlers. So, guys, here's the thing I'm going to tell you just straight up so you know, there's no question. I will be joining her Patreon. Okay, just as me. You guys got to decide what you're going to do with your own money. I will be joining her Patreon. Okay, make no question about it. I will be promoting her channel on this stream. Make no mistake about it. Without question. And I will let you guys know when I've joined that Patreon. I said from the beginning I was going to do 3 to 5 Patreons from people in the XRP community. I've done two, and I'm looking to do. I will be doing Susie's, and I'm looking really strong at TMI, the Modern Investors. I'm telling you guys, this information that she poured out, that she laid out to this community, was outstanding. And here's the thing you got to think about it. You get her background, and we get, as XRP highlights, we get privy to her knowledge, to her wealth of knowledge. And are you telling, look, this is, I'm talking to me here on this part. I get privy to her knowledge and her expertise. And going to say thank you. I'm going to say thank you by becoming a Patreon. That's me. That's me. That's my head. That's where I think. Thank you. I'm like, wow. I'm like, where am I going to get this information? I don't know any investment bankers, and I don't know anything about investment banking. Where am I going to get it? And again, for me, it's about I want to level up my XRP IQ. I want to know the possibilities. I want to be able to be 2 and 3 steps ahead. I want to know if a thing that I'm considering is a good thing. And that's what we got in this community. I'm telling you guys, unbelievable. Unbelievable. So yes, forgive me for the shout outs. I just want to let you know ahead of time. I'm going to be shouting out this Susie in this stream big time because this was incredible. I almost didn't watch it, man. I almost didn't watch it. Man, I'm so glad I did. I'm surprised that this is not. Anybody know if this TJ, have you seen anybody tweet this video out on Twitter? I don't know. I have not been on Twitter. It's been a kind of a jam packed. I had like 3 calls today that I had to do, via Zoom. So I've not been on Twitter at all. I don't get on it that much anyway. But if this happens, if this is not on Twitter, like I don't know what's up. Like I really don't understand it. Yeah, no, I will put the link to the video in the chat without question. I'm telling you, man, guys, 38 people in the stream, 17 likes. If you haven't had a chance yet when you came in to smash the like, just collapse the chat real quick and go smash that like button. It helps with the algorithm on YouTube. More importantly, though, it gets this stream out to more people that might not be in this space yet or in this space but don't know about the greatest digital asset ever created, and possibly will be able to turn them onto it after they do their own due diligence and homework. Right? So let me make sure I hit up everyone that came in. I don't want to miss anybody. Noel Jordan, Rod Hop, Tar Heels, Paul, J.W. Walk. What's good, my dude? How you doing? TJ Jackson is in the building. Hit the likes on the way in, guys. Good afternoon. Ralph Raymond. Sup, people. Sue Zipple. That's what he's saying. Sue Zipple. Man, I'm telling you. Danny, you're right. She is great, bro. Staff Sergeant of Marines. What's good, dude? Siege, what up, bro? My apologies from yesterday's chat disruption, brother. We're mooning. Hey, no worries. There was no worries at all, my friend. It's all good. Up 12%. Hope it keeps going. Me too. Noel Jordan, get ready for XRP at 7K. Derek P is in the building. How you doing, Derek? Good morning to you. Good morning, XRP Army from Darwin, Northern Territory, Australia. So, Derek P, I hope you're familiar with Susie from Esoteric Trading Solutions because I believe she is in Australia. I believe. TJ said I was just watching that video. XR Free Me is in the building. What's good? Hope all is well. Siege, good afternoon. Yes, all is good, bro. Hope everything's good with you, my friend. Let's see what else I got going on here. Make sure I didn't miss anyone. Then I'll get to the chat. P Steez is in the building. How are you, P Steez? Good evening, XRP Army and Sir CJ. How you doing, my friend? D Daniels is in the building. What's going on, my brother? Is this the 334? Is this the 334 moment for XRP? Well, I got to tell you, she mentioned that she did a new evaluation. And I started to stream off. I said I wanted to let you know in advance. During the stream, I will be shouting that channel out big time. But I also will be joining that Patreon as my way, me personally, the way I'm thinking. Say thank you for this information. And thank you for future information. Man, oh man. I said I would always join like 3 to 5 Patreons. I've joined 2. She will be the third one. And then probably more than likely it'll be TMI will be the next one. The modern investor who does not get enough credit. All right, let's see who else came in and I missed. It's Jacob's in the building. How's it going? It's going great, my friend. Christopher Edge. How are you doing, my friend? Just found your channel. I'm new to it. Looking forward to what you have to say. What's going on, Chris? I appreciate you being here. Guys, if you 55 people in the stream, 29 likes. If you haven't had a chance yet, just collapse the chat, go smash the like. If you're enjoying the content, and then come back and hang out. XRP Rocket Man. Hello from the Netherlands. What's going on, XRP Rocket Man? Great to see you here, my friend. Yes, you're going to definitely have to see it, DDS, but I'm going to cover a lot of it. I'm going to show some clips from it. And I'm telling you, oh man. So here is the video. And then I'm gonna go over the notes that I took from the video. So The first time I listened to it was last night. I listened to about half of it. Then this morning, I listened to it while I was doing the driving, driving out to where I go to do my driving video. I listened to the second part of it. But I'm like, man, I got to get back home and listen to this thing and take some notes so I can share this with the community, because it is outstanding. I'm telling you, whoa, outstanding. So this is the video here. Again, just major shout out. If you guys are not subscribed to a channel, if you're interested in leveling up your XRP IQ and financial IQ, because she does a lot of just overall financial stuff, in that kind of market, here it is right here. Ripple value is 10 billion. Wealth can be transferred to the XRP hodler, and her channel is Esoteric Trading Solutions, teaching crypto markets. But if you put in Esoteric Trading Solutions in the chat, you will find it. You will definitely find it. And I'm telling you, man, oh man, look, we're going to get into this. Yo, Robert Westbrook, what's going on, dude? The good word is equity IPO. How about that, Robert? Equity IPO. How about that? Staff Sergeant of the Marine Siege. What is the name of Susie's video you're speaking of? Yep, there it was. I just showed it to you. I'm going to put the link in that in the description as well. So after the stream, you guys can go check that out. I'm telling you. Wow, I'm blown away. I'm absolutely blown away. Can you imagine if XRP would become the price of Bitcoin one day? Man, I tell you, yeah, Paul, that would be outstanding, right? I'm going to change the view real quick. Some of the notes that I took, and Robert, just to let you know, I got on the phone with Deep Mind about this, man. I'm telling you, we were like two 14-year-old boys at the beach, if you know what I'm saying. Like, wow. Yeah. Christopher Ed says she's an Aussie, okay, has years of knowledge and has worked forthwith. She worked forthwith. Okay, there you go. Christopher Edge bringing the knowledge. Christopher Edge already contributing to the stream. I appreciate that, brother. Rhett Aura is in the building. How are you, my friend? I don't think I've seen you before. Anyone who thinks an IPO would be anything but massive doesn't understand how Ripple and XRP work in conjunction with each other. Rhett, I'm telling you what, Susie from Esoteric Trading Solutions would agree with you 10,000%. Anyone who thinks an IPO would be anything but massive doesn't understand how Ripple and XRP work in conjunction with each other. And that is exactly, RATR, that's exactly what Susie from Esoteric Trading Solutions said in the video. They work in conjunction with each other. Man, I'm going to go over some of my notes. I'm going to play like 3 different clips. One of them is like 3 minutes. So, forgive me. I know you guys are going to be, listening to me and listen to her, but you got to hear it. I'm telling you, man, I'm just blown. I took 2.5 pages of notes, and I want to listen to it again. Like, I'm so excited about it. It's unbelievable. Right. So the whole thing, remember the whole thing with this, soon as the 10 billion, you guys noticed as soon as that 10 billion valuation came out, which by the way is done by professional market makers, as soon as that $10 billion valuation came out, the idea of this IPO started getting out within the community. Why? Because everyone knew, for the most part, that Ripple did not need the money. Why were they doing a Series C funding thing? Why did they do that? When everybody knows, she says that she believes Ripple has about $25 billion on the books. Now, I don't know what the net is. She says she believes they have about $25 billion on the book. So, like, she was asking the same thing. Why are they doing this Series C funding? Why are they doing that? It's like it made no sense. They don't need the capital. She kept saying it over and over again. They don't need the capital. Per Winkles O'Brien, I would just suggest that you got to do your own homework, do your own due diligence, get on Live Coin Watch, get on, maybe even go to Coin Watch, coinmarketcap.com, click on XRP, find out their website, go to Ripple Insights, do your homework, do your own diligence, check out some really smart people in the XRP community, learn more. And if you need some channel suggestions, I can give them to you, and learn more about this asset. And then you can make that decision for yourself, my friend. Yeah, absolutely. And so, like, she's saying, guys, 82 people on the stream. That's awesome. And only 38 likes, guys. If you haven't had a chance yet, to smash the like button. Please go smash the like button. Let's continue to make TJ Jackson proud with just consecutive streams with just as many people, just as many likes as we have people in the stream. We want to keep that up. We want to keep that going without question. Thank you guys for doing that. I definitely appreciate it. Roy Raymond is in the building. How are you? Great to be back, Mr. CC. It's great to see you, my friend. Captain Crypto is in the building. What is going on? That's an interesting point. Maybe they will buy out Stellar, Lumens, and others. Well, you're saying Stellar and something called Luna, and others? Okay, that's a possibility. Absolutely, Perwin, because you bet. Absolutely. Live Coin Watch or coinmarketcap.com or Ripple Insights.com. Yep, definitely begin to do your own homework, do your due diligence, learn more about this. For me personally, I believe it's the greatest digital asset ever created, but you certainly would have to look into it yourself and do your kind of homework on it. Look at its use case, look at the partnership, look at the utility behind the project, and see if that's something that resonates with you. That would be my recommendation. Right, so they don't need this money, right? They don't need the money. We all understood that, especially us who have been around for a while. You know, I was buying XRP at 20 cents, right? So if we know they don't need this money. What in the world is up with the Series C, right? The average money for Series C is generally 50 million to 150 million in a funding round. They got 200 million. 200 million. Noel Jordan, I got some. You're gonna love the rest of this video. He says, if Ripple becomes an IPO, I am buying some stocks. Yeah, that's some exciting news for you about the potential to make that happen, make that a reality, the potential, right? So she was thinking, she's got this big time background. She's like, what? That doesn't make any sense. They don't need to do that, right? They don't need to do it. And so I'm going to pull up some of the stuff that I screenshotted, and hopefully I can kind of play along with you guys. You guys can follow along. Then when it comes time to play a video too, from that video, some clips from that, I will do that. John Edwards says, hi, C's. How are things? Things are great, brother. Great to see you in the stream, man. Christopher, hey, you about to get turned on to something. Let's get into this. Let me get this thing pulled up, make sure it is working right. And it's a funny thing too. I went onto my TD Ameritrade account today after I came back from doing the driving video, which means is after I listened to Susie. And the first thing I saw on there after my account, I had to do some options trades real quick. The first thing I saw on there was equity IPOs. Right, so they got your position, they got your balances, they got your this, and then they had one tab that said equity IPOs, and I said, "Well, will you look at there? I definitely got to cover this now." Okay, so there it is. There, let me change this. So again, I'm just screenshotting. I'm just showing you kind of some of the screenshots that I have for this. And she talked about the startup raises 200 million and they got valued at 10 billion. Companies like Tetragon, which I think were the number one in that series in terms of amount, invested. SBI Holdings and investment firm Route 66 Ventures, which if you do some homework on that Route 66 Ventures, you'll find. If you do some homework on all three of those, Christopher, you want to do some homework, you want to do some research for yourself. Look into Tetragon, look into SBI Holdings, and look into Route 66 Ventures. Yeah, very, very interesting, right? So she was like, so let me read here what she says here. They can go into the equity market or the bond market for $10 billion. Ripple the company. Ripple valued at $10 billion. What does it mean? It means that they can now go into the equity market or the bond market for $10 billion on a very simple valuation methodology. Why did they raise $200 million when they do not need the cash? It puts them on the map with the pros. It gets the exposure from inside the crypto space to now outside the space in the more traditional markets. That was one of the reasons that she believed that they did that. She said Ripple nets 10 billion valuation after funding round. So 10 billion in money to do what they like. This is what she's saying. Because it's the professional market makers who come up with this valuation. 10 billion in money to do what they like, and they should. They issued debt to get the institutional players ready and aware of them for potentially an IPO. Listen, this is her video and this is what she's doing. So I'm not saying this is matter of fact. What I'm saying is this is from her perspective, from her background. Right, and someone just commented she was I thought she was investment banking, maybe FX markets. Someone saying that she also worked at Swift, so she has a very professional background and she understands from which she speaks. They issue debt to get the institutional players ready and aware of them for potentially an IPO. It gives them a proxy value. What it also did is give them free advertising. Let's go on. And if that was a super chat, that little noise, the thing I heard, I will make sure I get to it. Promise you. Ripple could transfer value to XRP holders overnight. Overnight is what Susie from Esoteric Trading Solutions is saying. They did not need to do that bond issue. They are cashed up. Small in terms of issues in the bond market. If Ripple's name gets out there, she's saying it got Ripple's name out there, again, out of the crypto space into the traditional market. Great marketing and advertising. It's strategic, very, very strategic. And you guys have always heard me say that Ripple equals genius in motion. So strategic, so professionals in other markets learn who they are. She believes this is that would be an appetizer for something bigger, wouldn't it be? I would think that, but she said entree, an entree for something bigger. Issuance in other markets, I have used a simple valuation model to give you a value of XRP, not the discounted cash flow model that she's talking about in this video. But just be aware that she did do another discounted cash flow model. She did an updated one. But you have to be part of the Patreon to get that one. And I'm going to become part of the Patreon again so I can get that one and get some future knowledge from this smart lady. This has great I keep doing it. This has great implications for anyone that holds XRP. Let me say that again. In Susie's opinion, this has great implications for anyone that holds XRP. Ripple can do this, and they should do this. For a couple of dollars, you will see how Ripple could easily transfer wealth with the end XRP holder. What? Let me read this here. Ripple is valued at $10 billion and could transfer wealth to XRP holders overnight. How many of you guys are getting excited about that? Overnight? Overnight. 114 people on the stream. Wow. 58 likes, only 58 likes, guys. If you didn't get a chance to smash that like on the way in, please just go collapse the chat. Go smash the like. If you're enjoying this content, we're trying to keep the consecutive stream record going with just as many likes as we have people in the stream. How many of you guys are getting excited about this? New old Jordan is like, oh my God, millionaires overnight. And there's even more to it than just that. New old Jordan. There's even more to it than just us becoming millionaires. And I'm going to layer that. I had a great conversation with Deep Mind from the channel, and there's even more benefits to it than us becoming millionaires. The Model King is in the building. How are you, my friend? Great to see you in the stream. XRP Cali Unit is in the building. What's going on, my friend? Anthony King. Who else did I miss? Did I miss anyone? Anthony King and the Moto King are in the building. Eric M. What's going on, my friend? Eric M. No, it does not hurt XRP hodlers. Yeah, I don't think that was her intention at all. GRB Investment Solutions. You know, she's been a long time community content creator. Long time. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Never judge a book by its cover. How do you know if she don't like to show the world she has money? Yeah, I'm not sure I understand where you're coming from with that, my friend. That's right, New Old Jordan. Someone did. His name was Joseph Brunetti, who made that comment. He said someone commented on Brad Kimes' live stream from Wall Street saying that they already know about it and waiting for December of 2020. Yes, he did. His name was Joseph Brunetti. I haven't seen him in the stream since then. It's one of my favorite things. I saw that and I took a picture of it and I have it on my phone and I'll read it to you guys later. But you're right about that. Did I miss anyone else coming in? The Cookie Month is in the building. How are you? How are you, Cookie Month? Make sure I didn't miss anyone coming in. Michael Otto is in the building. Yeah, Michael Otto says Susie won't be wrong with her working banking background. Nobody has even tried to challenge her on the facts. I know people because of listening to her videos and feeling like she was coming from that genuine, sincere, absolute, thorough knowledge. That her background just gave her complete added weight that you just can't imagine in terms of credibility. No one even would even begin to challenge her knowledge and from where she comes from. Absolutely. She was in a high position back in the day and has never forgotten a thing, says Michael. Absolutely, brother. And thank you for contributing to the stream, my friend. Muhammad Emir, I don't think I've seen you in the stream before. Hi, good to see you in the stream. Where are you checking in from, Muhammad? Right. Well, I know Crypto Eddie said the same thing. It is not good timing for them to IPO now, but it doesn't mean that they won't. Brad Garlinghouse has already said, you know, that a possibility of an IPO in the future. We don't know what that means because he didn't say it yesterday or the day before yesterday. It doesn't take it off the table, right? Right. So the timing of it right now, but doesn't mean it's not a future thing. Absolutely. I listened to Crypto Eddie earlier today, and with the market and what's going on in the geopolitical thing, it's maybe not the timing's not right, but the timing could change. Right? No one said they have to IPO tomorrow. Right? I do know that the geopolitical climate, right, tends to change around election times, right? And those people in those positions want things to change. And so the climate geopolitically can change, right? They want it to change. But the climate right now geopolitically would not be very advantageous to do it now. Doesn't mean it's not going to happen, dude. Paul Bogle is in the building. What's going on, my friend? Yeah, and so who knows? Knowledge is one thing. Where you put your money, where you spend your money is another thing, right? That's another thing. Where you put your money and how you spend your money is another thing, right? It really is. You know, she might have taken some L's. She might have taken some chances and got some L's along the way. But it doesn't mean that she's not smart and knows from where she speaks, right? Noel Jordan, Wall Street already knows. Did I miss anyone else coming in? No, I think I got everyone. I love it. Yep, they can. Yes, they can. Cookie Month says hi. Siege. I'm on a break at RA Max Auckland. Well, good to be. Glad to see you're in the stream, my friend. I appreciate you being here. I didn't notice that. They took XRP off of the homepage. Anyone here notice on the Coinbase website they removed XRP from the home screen? Kevin Cage pointed that out in his video earlier. Usually a third on the list. What are they up to? Yeah, why would they do that? I don't know. There's always kind of been this kind of little thing kind of going on, and it's all speculation that this kind of thing with Coinbase and the company Ripple, a small tiff perhaps, don't know. But it makes no sense to not have it there on the home page. That I can tell you. Home screen. So I didn't miss anyone. Okay, so let me continue to go on with this because I just think it's massive. That's our Patreon stuff, and I'm just telling you what I'm going to do. I'm joining, and I'll let you know for sure when I do. I'm excited about it. And she has here's her background lens. She knows something about valuation models, and I'm going to share that with you guys as well. Equity securities are often value based on their cash streams. The following models typically are used in equity markets. Absolute valuation models attempt to arrive at an intrinsic value for an investment by evaluating fundamentals like cash flow, dividends, assets held, etc. Discounted cash flow, that's the one that she did, is an absolute valuation model. The dividend discount models are absolute valuation models as well. So we all know, that video she did on that discounted flash on determining the value of XRP at $334, right? That went viral. Relative value models compare similar equities together that are in the same industry or sector. Some examples are price earning yields, dividend yields, market cap values, and book values. And she's going to go over a book value. She went over a book value in this video. Many more methodologies for calculating valuations all have their pros and cons. They all have their flaws. So this is from somethingbanking.com 2018 valuation models for digital assets. Many more methodologies for calculating valuations all have their flaws, though. They all have their pros and cons. And so this is the use cases. Ripple has value, and so does XRP. So I'm going to get out of this. I'm going to leave it off there because let me change this view. I remember, and I'll never forget this, when Mike Novogratz. How many of you guys are familiar with Mike Novogratz? How many of you guys are familiar with Mike Novogratz? Remember him? You guys probably familiar with Mike Novogratz, yes? Familiar with this guy? This was a guy who, who was kind of a bud, got turned on to digital assets, got discovered. He was in a traditional hedge fund guy, very, very sharp, smart guy, went on to start his own fund. But he got turned on to Ethereum. I think somewhere between the $5 and $8 price range. Went all in, and did his thing. Countless millions from that. And I remember him being on CNBC or MSNBC or whatever, and he was asked about XRP, and he said, "You mean Ripple?" Because they asked him, "What about the value? What do you see in the value of XRP?" or something like that. He said, "You mean in Ripple or XRP?" Now, Ripple, the company, I see the value. That's what he said. In Ripple, the company, I see the value. My God, guys. And I thought to myself, I wonder why he was not talking about XRP. Why wouldn't he go there with XRP? And this is right in the middle of the whole thing. Remember when in the community we started going, why didn't that change views there? We started going into in the community, like, why isn't anyone, people who have invested in Ripple, like DC, the Digital Currency Group, these companies that have invested in Ripple, why don't they never mention Ripple? I mean, XRP. Why don't they ever mention XRP? And this is one of those times where, one of the many times that Mike Novogratz was being interviewed. And I thought, isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting that he didn't go there in terms of the value of XRP. He said in Ripple company, but not Crypto Insomniac is in the building. How are you, brother? But not XRP. I thought that was very, very interesting. And she goes on to this video to plainly, matter of factly state that XRP does have tremendous value. Let me share with you guys some of my notes here. One of the things that she said that a lot of people don't know and don't understand is that there's an internal market in transactions for XRP, and then there's an external market. And so there are times, and it may be oftentimes, but I don't know, but there are times where companies want to make this currency transaction, but they don't want to hold on to XRP. They don't want to use it, hold it, or any of that. But that doesn't take away from the fact that RippleNet can make the transaction for the company within RippleNet. And she calls that an internal transaction. And it's about 30 cent savings on an internal transaction. It's about 70% on an external transaction in terms of the use of XRP. But she says that a lot of people don't understand. And if you want the exact quote in what she says, I'll make sure I link the video and so you can listen to it for yourself. But what she said is a lot of people miss the fact that there's these internal and external things that can happen where a company still wants to move this currency or make this exchange, but they don't want to hold on to it. But she says that Ripple and the RippleNet can do that. The RippleNet can make that transaction still happen where this outside company doesn't have to hold on to it. And one of the examples that she gave in terms of the value of XRP, and that in fact XRP does have value, it's not just Ripple, is that for example, she was kind of comparing Flash FX, I believe that's the company she's talking about, in Australia, and kind of the market that they're able to go into and kind of compete against Western Union. And she said that same transaction Western Union does for 10%, and Flash FX can do for 2%. Right? So when you save someone 30 or 35% on the dollar, or you save them 70 to 75% on the dollar because you use XRP, that makes XRP valuable. That makes XRP valuable, right? Right? Oh, Model King, thanks for the $2 super chat, man. I appreciate that, my friend. I love crypto. Please subscribe to my channel. Your channel is I Love Crypto. I will make a point of doing that, my friend. I love crypto. Thanks for the $2 super chat. I appreciate that, my friend. She's saying that, and because of that, we already know about the utility aspects of it, but that gives it value. That's why Christopher said in the beginning, Ripple and XRP. I think it was Christopher Edge who said that, right? They go hand in hand. They in conjunction with each other. They bring value to one another, right? What else did she say? Said that. Ripple with XRP has a tremendous advantage and gives companies a huge market advantage. A huge market advantage. Okay, what is this? Book value 10 billion minus the 200 million borrow market from the debt market. I'll go over that as well. But that's, we're very, very familiar. Now, I did not know that, and I probably should have known that the internal and external transactions or uses for XRP. And if a company still wants to move this currency, RippleNet will or hold it. They don't want to hold XRP. RippleNet can do it and still make that transaction happen within RippleNet. So you don't lose out on that transaction. You don't lose out on that currency trade. It can still be done, which is absolutely outstanding, right? It's absolutely outstanding. Let me change this view and go on. And we're familiar with these use cases, right? Did that change? We're familiar with these use cases, right? We're all very familiar with sourcing global liquidity, medium of exchange, store of value, bridge currency, B2B payments, securities settlement. Let's not forget that. They already mentioned they're going in that market. Micropayments, smart contracts. I can't read what that one is there. I think shout out to XRP Arcade. It's either him or Leonidas or both that do these kind of great charts. I know it's status.ir, status.hr that does these great graphics, status.hr. If you want some great graphics, go check that site out. So it says amazing. This is not FUD. If their technology didn't work, they would be sued. 300 clients with huge networks, which are hundreds of thousands of clients, right? So the clients have networks that turns into thousands of clients. I think a lot of people forget that as well. Just because the number is 300, so each of those 300 has their own network. So that changes, that makes that network thousands of clients. Also, Ripple's technology and XRP are being used by banks. So many fudders out there do it for promotion. I agree. Two blokes who talk garbology. I love it. So this is she talk about just kind of the definitions and Investopedia that you can learn more about what each of these things means. Mathematically, book value is calculated as the difference between a company's total assets and total liabilities. Book value of a company or equity of the company equals total assets minus total liability. For example, if company XYZ has total assets of 100 million and total liabilities of 80 million, the book value of the company is 20 million. In a broad sense, this means that if the company sold off its assets and paid down its liabilities, the equity value or net worth of the business would be 20 million. Would be 20 million. Total assets include kind of assets such as cash and short-term investments, total accounts, receivables, inventory, net property, plant and equipment, PP&E, investments, advances, intangibles. I don't need to read that. But here's what she's saying here. Okay, no, she says here, for an example, technology leader Microsoft balance sheet for the fiscal year ending September 2019 reports total assets of $278.955 billion and total liabilities of $172.894 billion. It leads to a book value, 278 minus 172, of 106.061 billion. This is the same figure as a shareholder's equity. Book value of a company equals total assets minus total liabilities. Then she goes on here to say the ratio, the asset to debt ratio. Microsoft's asset to debt ratio, 2.778 by 1.72 equals 1.613%. So for $1 off assets, Microsoft has 0.6199 cents of debt. Or put another way, for every $1.61 of assets, Microsoft has $1 of debt. Now, she says, if we assume the same ratio for Ripple as Microsoft, Ripple has been given a 10 billion valuation at present. Then the book value equals 10 billion in assets equals 200 minus 200 liabilities plus 9.8 billion shareholder equity. Shareholder equity, 9.8 billion. If they borrow money the same ratio as Microsoft, which is every dollar of assets to 61.99 cents of debt, Ripple would have the following funding: 10 billion, 0.6119 equals $6.119 billion in debt. They have already issued 0.20, right, to 200 million. So 5.91 billion funding. This is if they did that ratio like Microsoft. Then it becomes total assets, 10 billion equals 6.19 billion, total debt, and equity of 3.881 billion. Total equity. Total equity, they can sell equity to. Fund this also. They can sell the equity too. I like that. So fund this also. Fund this too. So Ripple has access to 6.1 billion of debt and 3.81 billion of equity funding. Massive amount of money available. This is a very crude calculation, but understand my drift, right? Understand my thoughts. Say Ripple issues the following shares: 1 billion or 2 billion or 3 billion. We're going to do an example of each one. And shareholder equity is valued at 3.881 billion if they borrow 6.19 billion in the debt market, right? Different debt markets. Then the value of shares would be, if it's $1 billion that they issue, $3.88 per share. If it's $2 billion, then it's $1.94 per share. If it's $3 billion, then it's 1.29 a share. If they borrow no more money except the Zoom, then the equity, except the 200 million, then the equity value will be much higher. If they borrow no more money except the 200 million, then the equity value will be much higher. And this is some examples here of Microsoft and Google and Amazon. You can find that on this site there if you reference that. So here's the thing that I want you guys to really kind of take in. Share issuance of other tech type companies in the same industry as XRP, technology. Okay, buyback of 25 billion XRP at 0.19 cents is 4.750 billion. Say they converted this to equity. Alphabet / Google has 680.92 million shares on issue. Microsoft has 7.55 billion on issue. Apple, 4.45 billion shares. Amazon, 497.40 million shares. Facebook, 2.85 billion. IBM, 886 million. So the minimum is in this above example is 0.497 billion, and the max is 7.55 billion. Working backwards, we know Ripple's equity is worth 3.811 billion with book value. Does have some misgivings as a valuation method, i.e., now forward growth or depreciation and many other things, right? So book value is a relative thing, but this is just for illustration purposes only. Okay, this is an example of the possibilities. If Ripple decides to issue equity and no more debt, just equity, no more debt. Book value model, equity equals total assets minus total liabilities. 9.8 billion equals 10 million minus 0.20 billion at 200 million that they did. It has been given a 10 billion valuation at present. Then book value is $10 billion and assets equals 200 million liabilities plus 9.8 billion shareholder equity. That's the shareholder equity they could issue. If they borrowed only 200 million, then shareholder equity is worth 9.8 billion, right? And they issued the following shares with an IPO. And by the way, she said this is a very common thing in the marketplace. And she's also said that she's done many of these. Okay. So here it is. 1 billion shares will be worth $9.80 one share unit. 2 billion shares will be $4.90 issued to XRP partners, right? 3 billion, if they did 3 billion, $3.26. Crude calculation, but you get my drift, okay? I just want you to kind of think of the possibility and why it makes sense and why it's something that Ripple can consider, okay? Where am I at? Make sure I got to get to minute 17. And so she wanted to also point out that their technology, Ripple's technology and XRP make them valuable. Their technology and XRP make the shares valuable. The technology from Ripple and XRP make the shares and equity issued valuable because XRP has value. So important to understand. And she says here that they can choose between equity or the debt markets, or they could just go full in on either one, right? All equity, right? And then they do the big thing that I'm going to share with you here, right? So asset swap is what she's talking about. Buy XRP and sell equity in Ripple, which at the moment is private equity. Say if Ripple bought back 25 billion, for example, they buy back 25 billion of XRP with an asset swap. Buy XRP and sell their equity / Ripple shares. They issue 1 billion shares at 9.80 billion cash. Is that right? 1 billion of that 9.8 billion cash. They buy 25 billion at 19 cents at the market. I get the prices changed now. This is just an example. They buy 25 billion at 19 cents at market. Buy every holder, but every holder at it, because it's going to have, in order to do this asset swap, right, and do this equity IPO, there's going to be restrictions in able to participate, right? There's going to be a time frame. There's going to be a close date. There's going to be all these different things. So there are going to be, and it's probably going to be very, very strict, very, very strict. But understand, this has been done in other markets. Asset swaps in other markets have been done. It's a very common thing. And she pointed out in this video that she herself has done them. So she knows how common they are, that she knows how often it has been done. It's not an uncommon thing to do these asset swaps. So, but every holder at a close date participates in the asset swap. So some restrictions, right? This costs 4.750 billion. The swap is 1 Ripple share. And I think I need to go to the next one because I got the bottom just cut up. There it is. So the swap is 1 Ripple share for 25 XRP. This is her example of what they could do. Ripple buyback 25 billion and 19 cents cost them 4.70 billion. They get 9.80 billion from the share issues. Let me read that again, because this is the potential. This is a possibility. This is a real thing this is a real option. Let me put it that way. This is a real option that Ripple, the company, can execute. It's an option. We don't know if they'll ever do it. We don't know. But it's an option. And she's pointed out that it's a very, 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 very viable option. And here's the thing that I think. And she made this statement, and this is a huge statement. And I'm going to let you hear her say it, I think, as well. She said, I am amazed that the investment bankers aren't telling Ripple to do this. I'm amazed that the investment bankers aren't telling Ripple to do this. Okay, let me continue on. And the existing holders get access to the equity. Right now, we all understand it's a private company, private equity. Strict criteria must have held XRP. This is an example of some of the criteria they might do. We don't know. Strict criteria must have held XRP for a year and hold by the cutoff date, whatever they say, or when the equity book is closed, right? So these are some examples based upon her experience of doing such a thing herself. These aren't hypotheticals for her because this is something that she's done herself. Her background lends credibility to what she's saying here. So Inholder gets an equity share worth $9.80 versus 19 cents by 25 XRP. Gain is $9.80 minus 0.9 to 25 XRP equals $9.81 share for one share minus $4.75 less of XRP equals $5.05 to the advantage, to the plus for the XRP hodler, right? So XRP does have value. Ripple does an IPO, and the XRP hodlers can participate in the IPO. And she goes on to speak of the advantages of Ripple, the company, having more shareholders. Instead of, a company doesn't want the vast majority of their shares being held by 1, 3, 5 people. They want big time what they want is lots and lots and lots and lots of shareholders holding a little bit versus 3 or 5 holding all of it, if that makes sense. All right, so I'm going to go back into the stream here and see what you guys are thinking, see if you guys are loving this so far, because I'm telling you that this is unbelievable. Again, possibilities. It's only that. We don't know what Ripple, the company, is doing. But when she boldly makes that kind of statement, given her background, I think it's significant. When she boldly makes that statement, given her background, I think it's significant. I really do. What are you guys thinking about this so far? Right? What do you guys think about this so far? Is this not incredible? It really is incredible. What are you guys thinking about this so far? I'm gonna make a note of that comment, and I'm gonna bring it up to Cryptopolis. I can't argue either way. I can't make an intelligent debate about that either way, Martin. But I'm gonna note that and see, and I'm gonna probably reach out to Susie as well and see if I can't argue it. I gotta take it down. I'm gonna take yours down and see what they might say. People who are in the know might say, Pill Nasic. Shareholders will be pushing to sell more XRP from escrow. So I don't know if this is a private thing or not, but I will bring this up. I'll bring this up to Mickey B. Fresh. I'll bring this up to Cryptopolis. Anybody know if that is a viable argument or not? So Martin Pilnasic, thank you for hanging out on the stream, my friend, says shareholders will be pushing to sell more XRP from escrow, and the price of XRP will drop. This is what he's saying. So can anybody answer to that? Does that sound viable? Make sense? I couldn't argue with that either way. But I appreciate you adding that into the stream, brother. I definitely do. Danny Phoenix, would this not make XRP a security? I do think so. because it's an asset swap. And I appreciate that, Martin. Yep, I got you. Just my opinion. Absolutely. And I can't answer, so I'm just kind of checking out. I just want to put that and kind of add that, get this out to the community and see what they say. Corey Trevor says, sounds very cool to me. How you doing, Corey? Glad to see you in the stream. Staff Sergeant of Marine says, Siege, this is amazing. I'm telling you, I really do believe the fact that we know that this is a possibility, I think is outstanding. Whether Ripple will execute it or not is one thing. But the fact that she says, I'm amazed that the investment bankers aren't telling Ripple to do this. We don't know that we don't know that they aren't. We don't know that they aren't. Brad Garlinghouse said that an IPO is not something now, but it could be something in the future. Of course, people have been speculating about whether or not they're going to IPO or not. But he said it's not something now, but it could be something in the future. Don't know when he did that interview and when he said that, but that's what he said. So we don't know what future is. And it's obviously something for any guy in his position, an IPO is a consideration, right? A lot of possibilities. DNA says if that happens, the guys who trade their XRP for shares to just sell their shares at profit and buy more XRP. I do not know about Google buying XRP per Winkles O'Brien. Zubin 2 says, I'm holding the XRP. Yeah, guys, if you had a chance yet on the way in, smash that like if you haven't had a chance to do that yet. And come back and hang out in the chat. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, I'd appreciate it if you guys do that, if you're enjoying the content. I don't think so, Red R. I don't think, and they don't. They don't, but when you do something and you do this asset swap and you do this equity IPO, that's a different thing. And I think that's what she's getting to. I think that's what she's alluding to. This asset swap that is a traditional thing that's done in other markets is a different game. In the crypto space, in the digital asset space, no one has that control of the price of the digital asset. But in the traditional markets, right, and with an equity IPO, that's a different type of thing. Crypto Fresh, how much money will the banks be making when XRP hits a new all-time high? I don't know that, my friend, but I appreciate you being here. I know that Ripple sold over $900 million worth of XRP, and no one's been selling it. Convinced them to hold it for a very, very interesting reason. Morris Prince C7 is like, no way. If they want it back that bad, it's worth way more than they are buying it back from you for. Yeah, but there's some other points that I really want you guys to consider. And Deep Mind and I were talking about this on the phone earlier today. Here's the thing that I want you to think as I go back to the presentation. We were not meant to hold this asset. We got fortunate. We're blessed. We were not meant to hold it. Never forget that. Also, never ever forget this, in my humble opinion, XRP's greatest use case is it will help to stymie off, to eliminate, whatever way you want to use it, solve the global illiquidity crisis that pains not just the US of A, but all the major nations of the world. There is just simply not enough cash to pay debt. XRP is that solution. So here's the thing I want you to think about. We're not supposed to have it. We're blessed that we do. XRP solves a global liquidity issue and or challenge. You have to get that above beyond everything else. And they know it. They know the value of XRP. They know it. And here's the thing I want you to think. This equity quote-unquote IPO, this IPO, is an option that can be done. Another option that can be done, and this is something as an XRP hodler you just cannot take off the table, as Brad Times like to say. Right? Can't take this off the table. The government could say, just like they did with gold, there's a crisis, there's a situation, there's an issue, there's a something, and we need your XRP. And remember this, the second you purchase XRP, it's on the XRP ledger. The second you open up a wallet anywhere, it's on the ledger. So they know not only that you have it, they know how much of it is out there. They know. And if they deem the ILP or the XRPL or XRP itself or all three of them as a public good, as a world-saving option, they can say to you, I want your XRP. The same way they did with gold. Do you remember when they did that for gold? And of course, of course, there's going to be some people who try to hide it. You can't hide the XRP. Can't hide it. And if the government says that they want it, they can't. But they also could. Now, here's the thing. They also could do that and say $500 per XRP, you got to give it up. They could say $1,000 per XRP, you got to give it up. You got 6 months to make your decision. They could say $2,000 per XRP, you got to give it up. And you got 6 months to make your decision. They could say, the governments of the world could say what they want. Could say what they want. And we have to consider that. So perhaps what Ripple and this possibility perhaps is for a greater good for us as XRP hodlers. Perhaps. Perhaps. And we can't take that off the table because, again, the good old US of A did such a thing with gold. And if this digital asset, XRP, helps to solve a global liquidity crisis, they could say that. They could do that. And you can't take it off the table as an option. So just to kind of get you thinking about that. Right? Because remember, the $11 trillion in the banking system of the world, central banks, banking system, $11 trillion just sitting there. Can't get access to it, can't use it. And with the use of XRP, it can free up $11 trillion over a period of time so that these banks and central banks can free up this liquidity. That's why we keep hearing about liquidity management. That's why the IMF is talking about liquidity management tools. That's why the people from the ECB, liquidity management tools, because that is the crisis. The crisis is a lack of liquidity. Right. And that's the great thing, Staff Sergeant of Marines. I was just talking with Ms. Crypto Siege about that. I'm like, yeah, somewhere between 30 and 50%. Yes, because here's the thing that I know. I think the vast majority of people, the vast majority of XRP hodlers, would love to have some shares in Ripple, the company. Would love to. Now, I'm not certain that I would be doing me personally would not be doing more than 50% of my XRP. But an opportunity to get some shares in the company, absolutely. Dean H, exactly. Kind of like when gold was confiscated. It's confiscated. Exactly. That's exactly right. I don't know if they would do that, right? I don't know what they would do. I don't know. I don't know how they would do that, Staff Sergeant Marie. He said, "Sees the only way I sell all my XRP is if I get 1-to-1 swap for Ripple stock. How's that?" Yep. I hear you, bro. I don't think all of my XRP. I just 50% at the most. 50% at the most. That would be at the most. And Thomas, that was an example. 1 share of Ripple for 25 XRP. That was her as an example. That was just an example of what they might say. It might be one share in equity of the company for 10 XRP. That was just an example of what she was saying. Yeah, I'm going to look into that again. It's been such a long time since that 334 assessment. Thomas is saying 1 XRP share for 25 XRP is way off her original assessment of 334 of her even swap 2 years ago, 1-to-1. Is it me? What's your thoughts? Yeah, I have to revisit it. I know that I'm going to join her Patreon group, Thomas, so that I can get the new updated discounted cash flow evaluation. Yeah, that's me. I'm going to join it, and I can tell you, I already know because she told me. I already know via the YouTube video that I'm going to be excited to see it. That I do know. That I do know. Let me get some of these things here in the channel. See what's up. JT says, "I appreciate you being here, my friend. We're 1% of the total digital asset adoption, so it's not likely. It'd be easy just buying it on exchanges slowly. Most will not hold a big percentage past $5. They'll run off and take their profits." Yeah, I humbly disagree with you on that. I think that most people by 100 to 200 are going to be gone, but I don't think $5. I think the vast majority of people know what they hold. Now, will they take profit at $5 and take profit at 10? But yeah, the percentages is 0.5%, 1%. But I don't think they'll be getting rid of all their XRP at $5. Anthony King's like, "I'm in crypto to get away from the traditional market. You can waterboard me. I'm not giving up my XRP." I hear you, bro. I hear you, my friend. XRP lava's like, eek. But so let me continue on with this presentation. I'm going to share some of the things that me and Deep Mind were talking about, because I think it solves a lot of different things. And one of those is we weren't meant to have this thing. The other one thing, and I didn't put my driving videos up. I don't think I put my driving videos up. Again, I want you guys to think about this for a second. Ripple is doing, as a company, is able to do some pretty significant things as a technology company. Like, who is this company that's behind Ripple that is, I don't want to say steering or guiding, but it is making some influence in the background? Is it CME that is allowing Ripple to make these moves? Is it CME? Is it Vanguard? I know Lee from SPQR Media did a really, really, really great deep dive on Vanguard. Is it Vanguard? Is it CME? Who is this company behind the scenes that is giving Ripple these in the background, making things, giving them more options, if you will? It's got to be somebody. Let me continue on. Is it CME or is it Vanguard? You guys think it's somebody else? Let me know. All right, let me see here. Let me continue on. All right, so I read all of that, right? I read all of this. Asset swap, buy XRP and sell equity in Ripple. I went over that. Very, very interesting thing. Let me go to the next one. If Ripple decides to issue equity only and no more debt, equity only, no more debt, book value model is 9.80 billion equals 10 billion minus 0.20 billion at 200 billion. So it's total assets minus total liabilities. So no more debt, all equity. It has been given a 10 billion valuation at present. Then book value equals 10 billion assets equals 200 liabilities plus, so it's positive 9.8 billion shareholder equity. If they borrowed only the $200 million, then shareholder equity is worth $9.80 billion. And they issued the following shares with an IPO. 1 billion shares issued would be worth $9.81 share unit. 2 billion shares issued, $4.90 issued to XRP holders. 3 billion, 3.26, right? Okay, I think I went over that already, but let me continue on. All right, so the outcome of all of this, and I think this is real important. This is the thing that I think for me, makes it a possibility. I don't know if it's a real possibility, but it makes it a possibility. It makes it a viable possibility. It makes it something that people from Ripple would obviously consider. Ripple burns the $25 billion they purchased off the market or over the counter. Let me make sure I'm not skipping ahead. Okay. So circulating XRP reduces by 25 billion and total supply reduces by 25 billion. XRP would go up due to this. Circulating XRP reduces by 25 billion and a total supply reduces by 25 billion. Remember the other chart that I showed you? They can do whatever they want with that 25 billion. XRP hodlers would also hold Ripple shares. Okay, so in addition to having XRP, now you have shares in Ripple. Ripple has diversity in their shareholders, which is good. And she was saying that's significantly important. The company as a corporate wants a lot of shareholders. They want a diversity in shareholders. They don't want 1, 3, or 5 people owning all the shares in the company. Ripple with an IPO has more investors. More people will know them. They get outside of the crypto asset space and they get more into traditional space, becoming more known, and will bring underlying support to the XRP, to their XRP, because it will be transferable, exchangeable, and she also said fungible to equities. It will be transferable, exchangeable, and fungible to equities, the equities market, or fungible. So in the end, she believes it to be a great marketing story, great advertising, and fungible. In my mind, Ripple could do this. She says outcome positive for all, or fungible, being something such as money or a commodity of such a nature that one part or quantity may be replaced by another equal part or quantity in paying a debt or settling an account, like oil, wheat, lumber, are fungible commodities. Oil, wheat, lumber are fungible commodities, fungible goods, right? So let me let you guys hear a little something from her. I'm telling you guys, it's a real possibility. Let's see what's going on in the stream. It's a real possibility. Can't take it off the table, right? I don't know. I just know that at $9.80, that's just kind of the like a pre-IPO, private, right? Once it goes public, it's more like a pre-IPO type, $9.80. But the public, obviously, it's going to be significantly more than that, and she states that as well. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm not going to play this video. I'm going to let you guys, because I've been going on for an hour and 20 minutes. I'm going to put the link to this video in the description so you guys can check this out. And I'm going to let you guys, I'm going to check out the comments in the stream before I get off here. But let me put the link to this video in the description. In the chat. Here it is, guys. I'm telling you guys, if you guys are not subscribed to Susie from Esoteric Trading Solutions, yeah, I'm telling you, now that you know, if you're serious about leveling up your XRP IQ, This is what you want to do. I'm going to change this view because I have to hop off here, but I want to check out some of the comments. Before I go, I want to see what you guys thinking. I'm telling you, this is a viable possibility. I don't know if Ripple think about it, considering it. But when you hear her say, I am amazed that investment bankers are not telling Ripple to do this. She doesn't know that. She doesn't know that. But the fact she made that statement is saying to me that this is such an obvious move for Ripple to make. All right, let's see where we're at. I wonder if the whole world would take the XRP, says XRP Lava. I would love to have shares of Ripple, says Rob Singh. Absolutely. XRP Lava, world government confiscation is a real possibility. It really is. They confiscated the gold in the U.S. Remember that? XRP Lava? Staff Sergeant Marines has a good point. He says siege. But if XRP is deemed a public good and governments need the XRP, they need. We, the people that hold it, have the power in hands. Well, not if the not if the government says we want your XRP. The same way they confiscated the retail holders of gold, they confiscated it. Like, you got a certain, this is the price we're going to give you for your gold. You have a certain time to turn in this gold. And we can't hide XRP. John Cesar says, I'm holding XRP to 1,000. I hear you, Frank. Dean A says, if they tokenize Ripple shares, I might be interested. And that's a possibility as well. The STO, the IPO, then the STO is a real possibility, Dean H. I know that Cryptopolis and Mickey B went over that and Brad Times to stream. That's a possibility as well. Absolutely. Dean H says Langley. Yep. STVNS is in the building. How are you, my friend? Michael Otto says you believe it's Vanguard. Okay. Like this, it feels as though there's this company behind in the background, behind the scenes, that is opening doors for Ripple, the company, to navigate through. Just, it really feels like it. Now, for me, I think it's the CME who are early investors in Ripple, the company. I think it's the CME, but I don't know. It could be Vanguard, but it feels as though Michael Otto 02, Michael 02, it feels as though there's some company behind them, Brad. I hear you, bro. JT, that's so smart, man. I have a substantial bag of XRP, 35K plus. I hear you, my friend. But if one thing we've all learned is from the past 2.5 years, got to take profits without question. You got to take profits, man. Absolutely. That was a big mistake that I made with some other stuff. I only had a chance to, and I wrote it down. Only had a chance to cash out once. And I really had a chance to cash out like 4 times different things. And I didn't do it. I learned that was a big mistake. And absolutely, you just got to take profits without question. And, and that's the thing the thing that is so very challenging in all of this, is if we're not supposed to hold this XRP, they are just not going to continue to allow this thing to go from 21 cents to $5, and then from $5 take another 6, 9, 12 months and go to $10, and then from $10 take another, and go to $30. It doesn't feel like they are going to allow that to happen, to have this continued prolonged retail space in XRP. Doesn't feel like it. Because the challenge with going from 21 cents to $5 is your dudes, my boys, your family that you turned on the XRP when it was at 30 cents and then it went down to 20 cents and you went to them again and said, this is a great deal. It's a great buy. When they see it go to $5, there are no longer going to be the small percentage of XRP wallets. That percentage is going to go up. And they don't want that. They do not want the number of XRP wallets to be increasing. They don't want it. Because they know that we know that Ethereum at one time was $1. Is one time $3. At one time it was $5. They know that. They know that we know this. And multi-millionaires came from purchasing Ethereum at $5 and $8 and $10. They, in my opinion, they do not want the number of XRP wallets to be increasing over the next 24 months. They don't want it. Because we were never meant to have it, and it's a bigger purpose to it than Ethereum. It has more use cases than Ethereum. It has more utility, right, than Ethereum. I definitely got to go because the better half is like, you have to eat again, Siege. She doesn't like that I don't eat that often, right? So, and they know it. The powers that be know this. They know it. They know that if it goes from 21 cents to $5 and $5 for 2 years, they know the number of wallets is going to go up substantially, and they're not going to want to do it. No one believes in XRP right now, right? Your boys, your friends, your family, because it's cheap. It's inexpensive right now. And the masses think backwards. The masses think the price of a thing equals the value. Wealthy people and people in the know understand that the fundamentals of the asset, the utility, the use cases, the fundamentals of the asset is what makes it valuable. Right? So they don't want to increase the size of the XRP wallet holders. I just don't believe they do. JT says there are very few people who have the patience or discipline to hodl long term for 5 to 10 years without question. It's just not. I like your thinking process though. The difference is, and that's absolutely right, man, that most people just do not. I would say that the XRP hodler is a little bit above that, a little bit. But I do think that a lot of people at 100, that 3 figures, JT, that 3 figures, that $100, that $150, that $200, and why not? Why not? Why not? 70, 80%. I don't know. I can't say for you, but why wouldn't you? I mean, if you accumulate it for 2 years plus at 40 cents, 30 cents, 20 cents, 17 cents, how could you not? How could you not just crazy change the lifestyle of your family at $100, at 3 figures? That's why I think that 3 figures is going to get, and I wouldn't blame the people that did that one bit. Are you sitting here and telling me that there's some intelligent person that's going to say or going to argue with and think that someone else is crazy because they purchased a bunch between 20 and 40 cents and they sold at $100? There isn't a person on the planet that's going to make that argument, right? No one. So I think that $100 is going to be a really big thing. JT's like, I 100% agree with you, my friend. Absolutely, bro. All right, so let me catch some good stream. I like your thinking process. Have a great evening, Sphinx. Thank you, bro. Thank you, JT. I appreciate that, my friend. Appreciate you being here. Dubin 2 says, I'm trying to get rich. I'm not trying to get rich. JT is, Dubin 2 is like, I don't care. I will get rich no matter. If they want it or not, I will get rich. I hear you. Not staying poor. Simple as that. That's exactly right. No way. This is our chance to win, Dubian 2. The digital asset space is our chance to win. You know it. You know what it is. Morris Prince C7, 1.3 of the 1.8 million wallets hold less than a... Wow, that's an interesting stat there. Is that right? Morris Prince C7? Is that right? 1.3 of the 1.8 million wallets hold less than 1,000 XRP? Really? That's a wow. That's a wowie to me. 1.3 of the 1.8 million wallets hold less than 1,000 XRP. Wow. Wow, that's heavy right there. Corey Trevor's like, I can live cheap and hodl strong. I want the win more than the money. I hear you guys. We're almost there. Look at that. You guys did it. 115 people on the stream and 100 likes, man. You guys made it happen. I appreciate that. Georgios Sapagos. Dean H is like, this quote has stuck with me. Nobody ever went broke taking profits. That's exactly right. Let's make 101. I bought Charlie's bag set. There we go. 103 people, 111 people on the stream, and 103 likes, man. We did it, guys. I appreciate you guys making that happen. TJ Jackson, we did it again, brother. Another stream, bro. Just as many likes as we got people in the stream. We did it again, TJ. Yeah, I've been to that rich. That's very, very nice. I mean, that's a nice site. I've been there plenty of times, JT. Yeah, I've always just looked at, what percentage am I in, and I'm in the top 5%, 10%. I've always looked at that 1%. Great goal getting that top 1%. That's a great goal to get to. Oh yeah, I know. Ignore my last name, man. Giorgio's just like, ignore my last name, bro. Don't butcher my last name. Just ignore it. I appreciate you being here, Giorgios. All right, brother, I'm about to wrap this up as well. Staff Sergeant Marie says, Siege, I'm on my way out, brother. Thanks, man, for the knowledge bombs. I get smarter every time I interact here in the channel, bro. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. I definitely appreciate that. Take care of myself. You have a good night, bro. Man, GXRP, you gotta watch the rest of the stream. By the way, let me put that link to Susie from Esoteric Trading Solutions. You guys want to make sure. Maybe I still have it. GXRP, I don't know if you just got in here or not, but you definitely want to go check out Susie from Esoteric Trading Solutions. You got to watch that video, bro. If you want to get a better understanding of why Ripple should IPO, go check out that video. She did an outstanding job. Absolutely outstanding job. Got to go check that out, guys. All right, listen, I'm going to wrap this up, man. I'm going to show some shout-outs real quick. GXRP, I appreciate you hanging out today, my friend. Michael Otto, I appreciate you being here. Michael O2, I should say. I appreciate you being here, my friend. Dean H, cheers, brother. We'll see you in the next stream, man. I appreciate your content and contributing to the stream, brother. Really do. Staff Sergeant of Marines, as always, bro. I appreciate you being here. Georgios, thanks for hanging out, man. Go check out video out, man. I'm telling you, Morris Prince C7 is in the building. I appreciate you being here, bro. JT, thanks for contributing to the channel. Doobie and Toon, I appreciate you being here and contributing. I bought Charlie's bags. Make sure you get that link in this description, brother, to go check out that video from Susie. It was outstanding. Dean H, I appreciate you being here. G, the maggot, is not going to $100. We shall see, my friend. Make sure you tune in. Make sure you tune in. Corey Trevor, I appreciate you being here, brother. JT, appreciate you being here. Doobie too. XRP Lava, Kava Labs. Absolutely. I appreciate you being here, XRP Lava. Let's see who else. Danny Phoenix, I appreciate you being here. Stephen B, true, once it gets to $5, then everyone will believe. That's right. That's right. They will believe and they'll get in, right? Stephen B, I appreciate you being here. Faison Wandler. Man, I appreciate you being here, my friend. I don't think I've seen you here before. Thanks for contributing to the stream. John Edwards, thanks again for being here, brother, as always. Corey Trevor, I got you. XRP, G Lava, I got that. Morris Prince, yep. Dean H. Thomas, I appreciate you being here, my friend. Great stream. Great hanging out with you guys. John Edwards, great to hang out with you. Bob Singh, I appreciate you being here, my friend. Robin Muirhead. Wow, ODL, I appreciate you being here, my friend. Dean H, I got Dean H. Or John C. John C. _C. Appreciate you being here, contributing to the stream, my friend. Rob Singh is in the building. Appreciate you being here. Thomas, I appreciate you hanging out today, bro. Who else? Is that it? Martin Pilnasic, I appreciate you being here, contributing to the stream as well, bro. I really appreciate that, man. F. Jarniz, I appreciate you being here, man. Yeah, and if you're still here, Jared Naiz, go click on that link from YouTube with Susie from Esoteric Trading Solutions. She talked exactly about that ratio as well. I didn't communicate it as well, but she talked about that XRP price ratio. She did in the equities market as well. RETR, I appreciate you being here, my friend. Per Winkles O'Brien, good to see you, my friend. Good to see you in the stream today. Got Danny Phoenix for hanging out. Appreciate you. Robert Westberg, appreciate you being here, brother. Let's chat real soon, man, offline. I'm telling you, this thing is massive, bro. I'd love to get your perspective on it as well, Robert. Benjamin Salisbury was in the building. I'm sure I missed something. Hey, everybody. Yeah, definitely check out Susie from Esoteric Trading Solutions. Did you get that link? I'm going to put that link in this thing one more time. I don't have it. Let me hold on. Put it in here one more time for you guys. Make sure you get that and go check her out. I will be joining that Patreon as soon as I'm done eating. I want to learn from someone who knows a lot about this market more than me and who is an XRP hodler and who also believes, just like I do, that it's the greatest asset ever created. The Model King, what's going on, my friend? I appreciate you being here. Christopher Edge, man, great stuff, brother. I appreciate you sharing. And that is it. I think that's it. Yeah. Crypto Insomniac, I appreciate you hanging out today, man. Jewelry Bag, what's going on? Appreciate you being here, my friend. XRP Cali Unit, thanks for hanging out today. Todd Schultz, wow, I missed you coming in, my friend. I appreciate you being here. Trey Hauser, what's up? What's going on? Todd Schultz doesn't seem to think highly of me. Cookie Mutt, I appreciate you being here. Crypto Insomniac, I appreciate hanging out and contribute to the stream, my friend. Cookie Mutt, thanks for hanging out, man. Maple_Zerp, thanks for hanging out. King of Fun, I love it. I missed your comment, man. CS India confirms more than 100 banks have signed up with Ripple's X Current, which is XRP enabled. King of Fun, I appreciate you being here, and that is correct. D. Daniels, as always, I appreciate you hanging out, brother. GRV Investment Solutions, I appreciate you being here, bro. Oh, it's for someone else. I got you. All right, no worries, brother. No worries at all, man. I appreciate you being in the stream, GRB Investment Solutions. Jam TGP. Appreciate you being here. Steve OD is in the building. Appreciate you hanging out today, man. Roy Raymond, I appreciate hanging in the stream. Newell Jordan, of course, I appreciate you being here. Oh, Georgios, you are in here early, man. I missed your comments and everything. I think that is it. I think I caught up. All right, guys, listen, I'm going to wrap up this video like I do all my videos and remind you of this. And that is that old money doesn't want you to win. They don't want us to win. They would rather us remain a cog in their perpetual wheel of trading our time for dollars. They don't want us to play in the same playground that they play in, where we allow our money to work for us. This is our chance to win, guys. The digital asset space is our chance to win. We are in the midst of the greatest transfer of wealth in the history of man. Are you participating? Or are you standing on the sidelines? Here's what I do know. That the battle for you has already been fought. And the victory is yours. Go get it. I'll talk to you soon, guys. See ya. Bye.